I'm super excited to be joined by Kim Warner today, the Associate Director of Career Services and Professional Development at Northwood University. Today, we're excited to continue our podcast episodes with our series with Northwood and dive into all things careers today, which I'm super excited for because I've heard so many cool things that are happening at Northwood. So, Kim, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, let's dive right in. So, we get a lot of students that's like, I don't know what to do after high school. I know I probably need to do something. I don't know what to do. So what options can Northwood University offer me?
So we offer some career exploration like guides, and one of those would be like the Myers-Briggs test, which will give students kind of strengths and weaknesses and suggested career paths that they could take to kind of open their mind to maybe some things that they haven't previously thought of. So that's, one of the things that we use. And then just really talking with potential students about what their interests are and what they have a passion for, and really helping them to understand that this is a career that you have to love. And just because you're good at something doesn't mean that that's what you should do the rest of your life, but you really have to have a love for what you end up doing.
So I love that. So, and this is something, and I've talked to Dr. McDonald about this as well as, sometimes you get into these things and you're like, ooh, this is not for me after I've started. What does that look like here? What if I get into a pathway and I decide that this is not my thing?
So there's always options. We have great resources at Northwood to assist with that. And, students can, look at different options, take some different courses, as electives to see if there is an area that they feel stronger about and have more of a passion about. And we're all about doing what we can to fit what works best for them.
So talk to me a little bit about what are some of the major pathways that students select that they're wanting to go into, and what does that look like as far as a career once they leave here?
So Northwood, being a business school, business management is one of our largest program majors, is the largest program major. But within that, there's, the accounting and finance and everything related to the business world, entrepreneurship. A third of our graduates either own or partially own their own business. So that's, a path that a lot of our students take. Within the business world, there's so many different things they can do. The automotive industry is one of our top industries that hire our students. And it's not just from our automotive programs, but it's our marketing programs, it's our accounting and finance, it's our cybersecurity, it's all of our programs that these companies are looking for. So looking at a program major is one thing, looking at industry is completely different. And there's so many different paths that they can choose within that program major.
So we're going to be diving in a later episode more of the automotive industry, but that is part of our partnership between our school and your school is the automotive industry and bringing students in to do that early middle college. Can you talk to me a little bit about what is so special and unique about the automotive industry and what you all have to offer for that?
Northwood really is based on that automotive side. I mean, not necessarily based, but that, was the initial founders, really started with that. And our students have a strong passion for it on campus. And once they see the involvement they can get on campus, whether it's through our auto show or through different organizations or, being involved in Apex SEMA or the NADA shows, the students really realize how many doors can open for them on the business side. Not just the technical side of automotive, but the business side as well. And there's many avenues, whether it's retail through dealerships, whether it's automotive aftermarket. I mean, the sky's the limit with regards to that. And it's such a huge industry with such a huge need right now. Our students are very successful that pursue automotive. And again, not just our automotive degrees, but all degrees with regards to the automotive major.
That's awesome. So I may have heard earlier that oftentimes students are flown out on private jets to go do interviews and such. And so in turn, Northwood makes sure that they are prepared with things like etiquette classes. Can you talk to me a little bit about what this etiquette class is and what students are learning and what that looks like?
So we have a few different things that we do with the students. So one of our classes that we have is a leadership class that students take their second semester, and that is walking them through all the professional development pieces. So from resume to interview etiquette to their building their personal brand. Part of that, we also hold an etiquette dinner. So we teach them proper dining etiquette. So when they are in an interview or at a business meeting with an employer, they know that proper dining etiquette. They know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And as young students, I think that's very important to start with them from their freshman year, because there are many opportunities the students have at Northwood, and not just automotive, but all of our program majors. There's a lot of opportunity for the students.
Well, I think it's awesome. I think we were discussing earlier that, those being able to be productive members of society when they leave is a huge component. And these are just skill sets that are being taught that, not everybody can say that they do. And Northwood is providing to students to really prepare them for life after, which I think is great. So if I'm like, okay, I'm sold, I'm all in, I'm ready to go to Northwood, where would I go to learn about the various pathways to be able to start thinking about what I want to do?
So from a career service standpoint, we meet with students one-on-one all the time. So there's 2 of us in the department, and we schedule those one-on-one appointments, and we can talk through different opportunities and what that looks like, whether it's from internship or, course schedule. Now, we don't manage the course schedules with the students. That's all done through academic advising, but we can show them what different pieces of that can look like. And we encourage students to take advantage of the services we offer in that one-on-one experience.
Cool. So what about, as well as I've heard there's a lot of sort of like fireside chats that happen. There's a lot of industry folks that are coming in that are willing to speak with students. Talk to me a little bit more about that and how that could benefit, students coming in.
So we have a very strong alumni network and very strong partnerships really in all of our degree majors. And so we encourage those employers to come back to campus to, sit down for fireside chats or a view from the helm, whatever those speaking series are. We also encourage those employers to get in the classroom, get in front of the students. Our class sizes are small, so the more the students see these employers coming in, they start to build those relationships and start networking from day one, really, at Northwood. And we give them many, many opportunities throughout the school year to have those interactions and to begin that networking. And the more an employer is on campus and involved, the more energy it brings to those students.
That makes sense. So if I'm interested in getting started, where should I head next?
With regards to
I'm all in for Northwood. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to figure out my pathway. What's my next step?
So we get you enrolled and we get your class schedule started and, welcome you on board. So it's a lot of different hands, in the deck with regards to that piece. But from the career service standpoint, we start from day one, freshman year, move-in weekend. We help move the students in, which is something unique that Northwood does, which is an exciting time, and it gets the students to know the staff, face to face from the very beginning. We sit down, we have lunch with them, interact with the families. Northwood does a lot of different activities that we invite the students to and invite families to, so everybody feels a part of it.
That's amazing. I love it. I've gotten that vibe since we've stepped onto campus. It's definitely family oriented around here. So that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Is there anything that you would like to add to sort of leave our listeners with as they're, starting to think about Northwood and think about their careers?
Well, as an alum, I'm passionate about Northwood and encourage all of your listeners, to at least come, look and see what we have to offer. Come to campus. Once you're on campus, I think sometimes that sells itself. But we do have, a lot of great offerings for potential students, from, the online or from on campus, academics to different activities to student life. We really encourage the students to get involved. So it's a great place to be. And students are known. They're on campus and everybody knows everybody because it's a small campus. So
I love that. That's great. Well, thank you again. For more information on Michigan International Prep School, head on over to miprepschool.org or to our social media channels at Facebook, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And we will see you next time on Reimagining Education, the podcast.
Reimagining Education is brought to you by Michigan International Prep School, a tuition-free K-12 online school. If you'd like to learn more about us and what we do, you can visit our website at miprepschool.org. That's miprepschool.org. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast, and we'll talk to you soon.